Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. 1133 our solve count up here in Spiral Island. 27 of 32 for a gold window. Lots of higher difficulty puzzles now knocking around, which is going to be a hoot and a half. Right, okay, I can do this. First of all, that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 1, that's a 1. Those are 1s. Any more? I don't think so. So, it's just going to be 2 regions. We just have to stitch all of this together in ways that don't break the regions that we have or the watchtowers that are populating everywhere. So where do we start with that? Is a fantastic question. This either has to go out this way or this way. Well, we have loopy. And we know what that means. That means, because I just saw doing this or this, that can't exist. So that's going to be true. Which means this has to be its 2-liner. That has to be those 2 for that. That means this has to get out to here, has to take that. And we're off. So we need to stitch this to there and make it so that everything else isn't a problem, basically. I didn't. How did I not see that one there? Is this just going to keep working until it doesn't? Yeah. Now, this can be that blue on the other side of it, except I need this to touch that somehow, which is a problem. How can I resolve this bit? That's a fantastic question. So if we do a zigzag, we end up with needing the opposing color on the other side of the zigzag. Ah, that wasn't so bad. All right, what else we got? Oh, we looked at that 3 recently. All right, not you then right now. 5 up here, loopy inequality. Okay. You. Okay. We have small, medium, large. We have small, medium, large. We have small, medium, medium. And those 2 are just obvious enough for me. So, cannot be a point where exactly 3 borders meet. Right now, that's what this looks like. So that's going to need to be different in some capacity. If this is small and this is large, I don't think I could ever do it. If this was, say, 1, this was 2, and this was 3. For this to match that, yeah, these two can't be this. These two largest could be the same, but we can't have. It would have. If here's the thing I'm trying to say over the last 30 seconds. If this was 1, and this was 2, and this was 3, and this was 4, and this was 5, and this was 6, then hypothetically these could all work together. These could be part of the same region. Actually, that would have to be only 3 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But I think that's all a bit too complicated. Maybe it's not, it is a 5. So these are going to either have to do this or this in the corners. What else can I do with this, though? One, 3, 1, 5. 1, 5, 1, 2, 3. This is just never going to work out, is it? 1, 2, 3. That can't happen like that. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to get into this puzzle. This. That I know is true. And that's basically all I have right now. I don't know what else to do with what I've got to make a next step. This here. Okay. I got something. This can't be a 1 because this has to be smaller than it. So it has to be at least 2. If it's this and that exists, that's not allowed. If it's this and that exists, it's not allowed. So I think this has to be 5. I think. That can't then do that. That can't do that. But we can't have those. So I think that has to be this. This can be a 1. There's no problem with that. Can't be a 2. Could be a 3. No. This can't exist. That can. 1, 5. This would have to be a 6. Well, all kinds of things hate that. Okay, that's a 6. This would have to then be a 7. That's fine. That can be a 1. That can be a 3. That would have to be a 2, but we can't do that. Can I resolve this the way we have it? I have no idea. I'm not going to check progress yet because I want to find out that this definitely can't work any way that I can manage before I run to that. That's going to have to exist. This would have to be at least a 3. At least. Which means that would have to be at least a 2. This can't exist. So that would have to go up 1 more. This is 6. That can go to there. This is 2. That line can't exist, so that has to go up. Those can both exist. That's fine. This could be a 3. That doesn't work. That does, though. Ah, that wasn't so bad. Got the 5 in the corner here, and just kind of slowly kept progressing. Once I had this giant thing, I was like, nah, there's no way. But hey, I will take it. I will definitely not say no. Loopy and Bricky and Compass. This really puts me at a... I don't even know where to think about beginning on this. Okay, no, I do. Loopy means we start with that. That is a loopy beginning because we can't ever have one of those. Sure. That then makes things at least a little more confined for some things, right? There can't be a point where exactly 3 borders meet. There cannot be a point where 4 borders meet. What does that mean? What does that mean? Does that mean everything has to be in concentric hoops? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then this would have to do that. 1, 2. One left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't do 4 left and 1 left in the same area. I feel like a shape like this is what we're going to end up with. Like a couple of islands within some kind of mass. And these ones all touch at corners. So we need the ones that touch at corners to be together because we can't have this or this to separate them. 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. This one left doesn't work with that. Because that's at least 2 left to reach this. But I can't have borders here. Is my problem. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. This is the only thing that's not correct about what we have here. Are these two right? No. Okay. But I'm on a path. It might not be the right path, but I'm on a path. So this and this have to be in separate areas. Does that mean I have to do this to keep them separated? Which means 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't touch a corner of something else, is the thing. Oh, I can do that. 7, 2, and 1. Now I can't go 1 up in such dramatic fashion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I can't have that corner meet this. Alright, we can figure this out. Keep that as a nice sky blue. One, two, three. You've got 3 under you. That's just really clean, you know? But we can't take these 2 ones together. That's what really gets me. There's no way to reach those together. But what else can this be a part of? Because it can't be that. That's where a 4 meets. Can't be that, obviously. The 5 can't get away from the 1 any more efficiently than it's already doing. These 2 can simply never exist together. Alright. I need to figure this one out. It can't do that and leave a 3 border. It can't go up 2. Can't touch that. It's the only thing that's hanging me up on this puzzle. It definitely can't do anything funky with the edge. Like, it's so easy to draw a box around that and a box around that. What do I do with you? One up. That anybody, I mean, it could be on a region of its own, except I can't see how it gets out without touching a corner that it's prohibited from effectively touching. You know? All of these effectively have to be blue. I've inverted it from a nice blue outline now. And those have to touch, these have to touch, these have to touch, because I can't have any border in between them. It's just the one. Makes no sense to me. And like, I can redraw the other areas over and over ad infinitum. But if I can't get this to go, then I've got nothing. If it goes up, it can't touch that, and it can't be part of this. So it can't go up, okay? If it goes down, it can't be part of this. Oh. I can have banded concentric islands. So like an enclave, I can have an island within an island. Maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you end up with that inside of it. And then this goes 3, 4, 3, 3. And this was 1 there, 2 there. 1, 2, 3, 4. You need 1 more up. How do I do this? 1, 2. You need 1 more up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but you haven't got 1 to the left. You need that one. How did I do this before? This has to be the one to the left. That way. This. So sneaky. But I figured it out. How many more? 2 more. There's not going to be 2 simple ones in the bunch, is there? 6. You're a 6 that I've done. Oh, you're boxy, that's why. What are you hiding over here? A 7, yeah, alright. Loopy, size separation, compass. I don't know. Feels like a lot for my brain to get through right now. Everything feels like a lot when I'm 25 minutes into what's usually around a half hour of video. What can I do? What can I do? There's got to be one. There's got to be one that's like my ballpark. Bricky, Inequality, difference with a bunch of other tiny puzzles. So we can attack this in small pieces, I'm sure. Cannot be a point where 4 borders meet. So we can't do that. So that's going to be there, and that's going to be there. That's going to be there. That's going to do that. That's going to do that, and 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 that. Is that all of those? I think so. There cannot be a point where four borders meet. Difference and inequality. Okay, where do we begin? Feels like up here, perhaps. Well, this is bigger than this, so these can't be... this could go small, medium, large. That is possible. I was going to say otherwise we need a line there, but found a viable difference. I'm going to do some numbers. So this is 1. This is 2 plus. This is 2, so this is 3 plus. This is 3 plus. I missed this. And that, in fact. Because we can't have that, so... I missed a few. That makes sense now, they're symmetrical. For this, I feel like that might just be that. Then you've got 9 minus 6 is 3. 9 is bigger than 5, which is bigger than 1. 5 minus 2 is 2. Can't do that. 5 plus 2 is 7. Would be... that. I can't have two things with a difference of 1 in a box. That's simply not going to go. So this would be 5 minus 2 is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4. If this is 3, this would have to be 4. 3, 2. I thought 3, 3, 3. Alright, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Maybe that's not 9, although the 6 is suspicious. Let's get that back, that back, that back. So, this is 4 plus off of the back of this 3. This is 4 plus. This is 4 plus. This is 3 plus. How much of that is really helpful? I don't know. Cannot be a point where 4 borders meet. But if this is 3... okay, yeah, so internalizing this a bit more. This can't exist. This can't exist. That must exist. This plus 6 makes 9. This must be 9. There's no way that this can't be 3 plus 6 is 9. So 9 minus 5 is 4. Can't do that because this is 1 plus 2 makes 3. So that has to go that way. That's a 3, that's a 1. Okay. This has to be 1, 2, 3. So we could do that. That could be possible. In fact, we can't do this, so we have to do that. So that's just a 3. Okay, now we're cooking. Now we're moving and shaking. What next? This must be 3, at least. So 3 plus 3 is 6 plus down here. Which means that cannot touch that. Because if this was 6 plus, that would have to be 7, and we can't fit 7 in there. Because if this was 7, it would have to go 7 plus 3 is 6, which then makes a loop. So you get that. What was I... Which way was I deciding that was going to go? They both can't exist. Hold on. I got my brain in a loop. I'm gonna go check on Goose. I can hear him whining. He's fine. He saw another dog out the window. Bless him. Okay. I was doing something over here and my brain got lost on it. So this is 3. Has to be. Because it can't have that. Can't have that. They must touch. This is 3 plus 3 is 6, or 4 plus 3 is 7, etc. Which means this cannot touch this, because then this would have to be bigger and we get into a loop. Okay. So I think that has to exist, like that. Then for this to be 6 plus, would have to take those. It could leave 1. Oh, it has to leave 1, in fact. But which one? So that means this has to be... How can this be 6 while that's also bigger than and 6? 3 plus 3 is 6. 6 equals 6. But this has to be greater than on this side. That's a paradox that I cannot currently comprehend. Oh wait, I made this into a 4. So this is a 7. That's even worse. Because 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 smaller than is 3. Or is... This would have to be 7 as well. I can't have that as a 1. So this is wrong. That must exist. That must exist. That must exist. That must exist. Alright, let's look somewhere else. That's a 1. That matches it. This can be anything up to 6, except it can't because we're really going from one place to the next place to the next place, aren't we? This exists. That has to be plus 3. So if that's 3, this is 2. That can't exist. There's something going on here. My brain can't pin it down. This lot I'm happy with. If there's a 1 in here, this is a 9. But 2 numbers with a 1 difference, with something being at least a 4, is a 4-5 or a 5-4. You got to be at least a 4. Hold on. This is 3. So this has to be 4 plus. This is 3. So this has to be 4 plus. I can't have 2 4s and a 3. So I think they have to be together at least a 4 plus. And 4 minus 1 is 3. Five minus 2 is 3. But I can't do 5 minus 1 is 4 with this line in the thing. Oh, brain, you're cooking today. And possibly overcooked. So, if this has to be 4 and bigger, and this has to be 4 and bigger, we can't have 2 regions of 4 here. So they have to be the same region. This has to be 4. This has to be 3. That can't exist. Oh, because yeah. That can't exist, so that has to go. That can't exist, so that has to go. How on earth do we resolve that? Well, this one. Okay. No, you have to be at least 4 or bigger. How are we going to resolve that? This one is a fixed 3. This just is 3. Because we know via this that the 3 is true. I know I can't have this line. And I can't have this line. I can't have 2 4s. But if I have a 5, I can't have a 5 minus 1 is 4. Or a 5 plus 1 is 6. So, how do I resolve this? This has to be a 4 and this has to be a 4. I can't see that at all. Alright, hit me with a check progress. Everything's correct so far, so there's a way to resolve this that we have it. That can't exist. That also cannot exist. That can't exist. One different. We can't have a 4, 4 and a 1 and a 2 in a 9. We can't have a 5 and a 4. Can't have a 4 and a 3. This can't go in a circle. Can't do a 7 and a 6. So what numbers can have one different within this confine? It'd be... Well, if we just do a number line... It's something where these are together. It would have to be something like that, I think. Looking at the 4, 5. I can't make this a 6, so flip it. We got there. Okay. 5 minus 2 is 3. 2. 4, bigger than 4 is 5. This shape really escaped me for a while there, didn't it? That means this has to be a 5. This has to be... Oh. I need a 5 and a 6 in this space at the same time. That can't be. These can't be circular. 3 plus 3 is 6. 5, 0 makes 5. 5 and 6 makes 11. They can't both be true. But everything's correct. What? What? You know what? You know what? 4 minus 3 is 1. You reckon? I reckon that's where I went wrong up here somewhere. But if that's 4, this needs to be smaller than 4. Okay, maybe. Maybe? 4 minus 3 is 1, but that can't exist. Ah! Hold on. Was this 1, 3, 4? Yeah, that was happy. Okay, hold on. That must exist, right? That must exist, that must exist. How do we resolve this? That could be 4 minus 3 is 1. But that can't be a 1 and a 1. So that has to come down. That has to come down. 5 minus 3 is 2. So we got 1, 5 is bigger than 1. 5 is equal to 5. 5 minus 3 is 2. There it is. That was a nice one to end on. Alright. Well, one more, and we will have a gold spiral window. And then the only not gold one will be the secluded garden, but you know, that's going to be a whole thing. We got 98% of the silver pedestals. There's just like a couple of holdouts hiding around. I'm impressed we got 69% of these, to be honest. For now, though, thank you ever so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.